Alrighty, folks, we have gone from a blip to a trend. Whether we like it or not, home buyers are giving up. What are they giving up on? I think they have finally given up on the hopes for 5% mortgage rates. I have heard from mortgage brokers, real estate agents across the country that they are busier in December than November. This is not normal. Let's catch up with Matt, the mortgage guy, and see what's going on in mortgage. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. And you hit it spot on. The conversation I'm having, I had a conversation with a real estate agent this morning, and she was like, hey, I don't follow the economic stuff, but my husband does. And he's saying that rates are going to be higher for longer. And I think that that's the message that most people, buyers, maybe sellers, real estate agents are, hey, there's no more waiting for rates to get to 6%, which was a silly idea in the first place, which we told people, don't wait for all the demand to come back to go try to find a deal on a house. But nonetheless, I feel like some of that waiting for a better time has left. And that's why I think there's increased activity, because people are like, well, there's no magic rate decrease that's going to save me. There's nothing that's going to change affordability in a major way. But I do know that the stuff that's been on the market for 60 days, I can go write a disrespectful offer. There's a property that investor client of mine is offering on in the neighborhood I've lived in for 44 years. So I know this neighborhood really well. You don't get a lot sub 500 unless it's in bad shape. He might get this place for 465. And there's no way that most any month, I might even call it February through November. This house doesn't sit as long as it sat in any of those months. And so I think a lot of buyers are kind of on that vibe of, you know what, you're right. There are deals to be had. Maybe I should go out there and participate.
I think it is just the night and day difference from November to December has been pretty wild. And the other thing to think about is the new listings. I talked to Beth Traverso, top 1% agent, talked to Brian Lebo the other day in Vegas. I've talked to other agents across the country, Danielle in Austin, for example, and they're all telling me that demand is higher than November, but also net new listings are less than November. So that doesn't surprise me, right? If you're looking at potentially listing your home in December, you're like, screw that, I'll wait till January. It doesn't happen. So if we take the whole less supply coming and demand is up, I don't know, 15, 20, 25, 50%, depending on your area, your market, it's going to be wild to see what happens in January and February. Because I do agree with you. I think we have finally seen buyers understand that they want to buy when there's no competition.
Right.
And I think that's happening right now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm interested now. I think before I was keeping my eye on how fast are rates going to go down, how that's going to affect demand. And there might be, some sidelined supply, which is sellers saying, I've got no reason to list my house, mid-December. I'll wait until the first week of January. I'll list it then. The hope, I think, for some buyers, some investors, like I've always said, I'm team buy side, is that rates stay the same, but a bunch of new inventory comes on, because that bodes well for buyers when the seller's not the only game in town and they list their house and it's been on the market for 14 days. Yeah, that one sold faster because they were willing to let it go for X price. And so I think opportunity is going to continue through the first part of the year, and hopefully, this quote unquote price softening. There's no crash. There's no crash coming. But I've talked to people, some areas of California, for sure, Texas. I had a conversation about a fourplex going into contracts in Florida. There's homes that people need to sell, and they've kind of given up on, if I wanted top dollar, that train left, right? It left with the summer of 24. And so now, a fourplex, I think this one's $350 or something. The client's going to get a smoking deal on it. So yeah, opportunity abound, and hopefully it continues in the new year. And that's how it will continue if there's a bunch of inventory that comes on and buyers are still a little bit throttled because 6, 7, 5, 7% interest rate.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that happened today, obviously you and I speak every Wednesday. If people don't realize this, we also get mortgage broker MBNA, whatever it is, associations report. And I don't know if you're seeing this in your business, but refi demand is up 42 freaking % year on year.
Yeah.
That's
and then
crazy.
like 27 or something week on week, which, that refinance demand is really sensitive to rate. It doesn't take a lot, especially for me in California.
Yeah.
You borrow 700 grand, 0.5% is $3,500 a year. So like $300 a month, real money for people who are already, a little bit stretched on their monthly payment. And so that doesn't surprise me at all. And I think that there's more and more like strategic budgeting refinance going on. You can call it whatever you want. I made a video and I've talked to a lot of people about please do not go out and refinance $500,000 in mortgage debt to pay off $8,000 in credit card debt.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, and that's actually a conversation I had yesterday. And part of the reason that people can know, going to greatmortgagebroker.com, connecting with me and my team, you won't be sold anything. This guy's already got a loan estimate from Rocket, and they're not doing any type of analysis or any type of here's what I would do. It was a cash out refinance after all the fees and everything. It was only like 15 grand or something in debt being paid off, and the rate's going from 4.25% to 7.25%. You just don't do that, right? And so I hope that I'm able to save some people in the next 24 months from bad refinance. But there's certainly some that make sense and some good refinance out there, but there's also some bad. Did I lose you? Frozen on my side, but the recording's still going. So if you can hear me across the interwebs, well, come on, internet, come on. I got all my other tabs closed. All right. So if this is still recording on Zuber's side, we're probably going to have to do some editing, but maybe Zuber's jumping back. If he is, in the meantime and between time, maybe I can pull up mortgage interest rates. The thing about buyer sentiment is the direction of rates matters, and rates have been on the decline over the last week, and buyers like that. They got a short memory. It was 6.125, then it went up above 7, and then it's back down into the 6s. Let me pull up this chart. About 6.75, give or take. But it was only a month ago we were 7.13. Let's see if it'll let me present. Window. Does it show me? Yeah, maybe it doesn't let me present that. That's Mike's side. Oh, well. We're either going to clip this or re-record. I'll pop out and pop back in. Copy.